I think we live in a flat world economy. You know, I use outsourced resources all the time that I find like in minutes. And that's all very cool. Stuff like that is cool. There are ideas bouncing around from every corner of the globe, tech ideas. But a lot of what's going on now reminds me a lot of 2000 and the dot-com bubble bursting. I think it comes down to it's hard to evaluate companies that are tech companies, pure tech companies especially. Whereas it's easy to, kind of establish the value of a brick and mortar chain of stores, it's hard to evaluate pure tech. So there are a lot of ideas floating around there. The bad side is there are a lot of ideas that aren't worthy of the money that's being poured into them. Even big companies, even like Facebook, Twitter, Amazon, it's tough to establish what they're actually worth. And a company like Amazon, it can be hardly profitable or not profitable all for quarter after quarter, but we understand there's something different about this kind of company. We just don't know what. We don't know how to evaluate them. So it's interesting to see when a new tech company's IPO comes out, what it's valued at. It's kind of made up. So I think the challenge is to determine where we should put resources, where we should put investment capital, because the engineers that make this stuff, they're extremely talented and they should be reserved for only the most worthy of projects, I think, but we don't know what those are yet. In the past, we haven't had to deal with change as rapidly as we've had to deal with tech change now. I mean, to kind of give an illustration, like the office got a fax machine, and the set of skills needed to operate that fax machine are going to be good for the foreseeable future. They're going to be relevant skills for the foreseeable future. But I kind of see us as we're at the base of this apex kind of or this exponential curve. We're at the base of that curve where if you can't adapt to the rapidly changing technology and weed out the good from the bad, the useful from the non-useful, you're going to get left behind, obviously. So a certain kind of business thrives in that environment, and a certain kind of business, slow to move, entrenched business, does not thrive in that environment. In terms of addressing the challenges that face a company that maybe is too big to change rapidly, Innovate is right-sized to move nimbly. And we also can be an outside entity that can show the way, that can kind of paint the broader landscape of tech to help companies see where they stand in it, what's applicable to them, what's not. To put a finer head on it, just imagine us bringing in subject matter expertise to explain the difference between what this means and what this can do for you, put it into business terms that are understandable, that are actionable. We could furthermore be the company that helps them to make the transition once we've identified what is useful. We're the company that combats the broader world of confusing tech, I think. I mean, we ourselves are always inundated with new things that we have to learn. We don't think that's core to most businesses. Well, like I said, most businesses must rely on this tech. That doesn't mean they necessarily understand every new thing that's coming out. So we can kind of be that shepherd in the hills and say, let's take it down this path.